Hello everyone, Jonnylydale here. Today I'm making a video on how I build my glutes at the gym. I'm gonna do a full run through of my workout, take you through step by step what today's leg day looked like for me so that you guys can grow your glutes following the same program at home, hopefully. So basically I just started here with some hip abductions on this hip abduction machine. My shoulder blades are on top of the seat and I do a really light weight, and I just squeeze my upper glutes at the top. I like to put my hands on my glutes so I can feel the muscles warming up and engaging. So it may look a little weird, but my hands will be on my glutes the entire warm up and through most of my exercises, honestly, because I like to feel the muscle and make sure it's actually working where it is supposed to be working, because your other muscles can take over from time to time if you lift unchecked. So this one I'm just leaning forward. Again, a really light weight there. I was just leaning forward and warming up a different part of my glutes. This time, this exercise is froggy pumps, because you're supposed to look like a frog. So our heels are together, my feet are flat together, and I'm pushing in. I'm just thrusting my hips up towards the sky and holding onto my glutes to feel them warm up. I'm doing my hair here because I like to work out with my hair up because it gets all in my face. I'm growing it out, so it gets way too in my face when I'm trying to work out, and it gets sweaty and weird. So I did that. First real exercise of the day is the Romanian deadlift. I like to use dumbbells. So I just push my hips back. This is a warm-up set, so I do 3 warm-up sets. So this one is 12 reps of a very light weight. And this one is 8 reps of like a half of the weight that I'm going to use for my main set, or like 60% of the weight. 8 reps, and then I do 4 reps. This is the final warm-up set. 4 reps of about 75% of the weight that I'm going to lift on my heavy set, which is right here. That is 40 pounds. That was like a little too heavy, honestly. I should have done 35, but either the 35s, someone else had the 35, so I couldn't do the 35s, so it's fine. So I just went to the 40s, and I was able to lift it, but I just couldn't really feel my glutes when I was doing them. I kind of felt it more in my lower back. So I went down to 35 pounds right here, and that felt way better. I was able to feel it in my glutes. I just sat my hips back, slight bend in the knees, push the hips back, and then lift with the glutes and blah blah blah. It felt good. I was saying something, but I forgot what I was saying. And this is the third and final set, 35 pounds. I'm doing about 8 reps in each set. That's my goal, at least, to do 8 reps. And then I move on to walking lunges. So this is, 40 pounds each hand. Walking lunge, I do 3 reps. I try to go for like 12 reps on each leg. Did I say 3 reps? I do 3 sets. And I try to do 12 reps on each leg. So I count it's kind of hard to count. It's kind of weird to count when you're doing 2 legs. So it's like, I'll do it on the next video. Ready? So it's like 1, 2, 3. So each leg is a new rep for it. And then I just do that 5 until I get to 12. When I'm like 12, and then drop. But this set I could not get to 12 because it was so heavy. I think I only got to 9. In my head, I counted 12, but then I watched the video back and I only did 9. And I was like, what? That felt like so many. Yeah, so that was my second set. Again, 40 pounds. Oh, they say to, well, start lighter, obviously. Like, don't start out with the weights I'm using. Though my weights are pretty light. But if you're a beginner to the gym, don't start out with the weights I'm using. Start out with something lighter that you can handle. Just start with your body weight, and then eventually add like 5 pounds each side, and then 5 more pounds the next week. Yeah, like work up slow, no rush. Oh, and lean forward on those lunges because it activates your glutes more. Okay, new exercise. We're on to the hip thrust. These are Kaz hip thrusts, so they're not full range, so I'm only squeezing at the top and then I drop a little bit because I want to focus on the top squeeze. That's what Kaz is all about, and the hip thrust is just all about the top squeeze. Like, it's not all about it, but it's like you get the most muscle recruitment at the top of the motion. So I just wrapped those out. I did 3 sets of 15. No, I went for 25 reps. I went high. So 3 sets of 25 reps, but I only hit like 20 reps each set because the weight was just so heavy. I was doing 20 on each side. I think I was doing 20 pounds on each side. And I don't know what it is, but my glutes were killing me. I don't know if I have weak glutes. I feel like most people can do this with a lot of weight, but I just can't. At least not yet. But maybe I just gotta be a little patient with myself. But yeah, squeeze the glutes at the top, drop it down. Your head is just forward. It doesn't go back. Your head just stays looking forward. And really squeeze at the top like you're pinching a penny. This, I'm finishing with some hip abductions. The same thing I started with, but way heavier. I was doing 160 pounds here, I think. I like to lean forward and put my hands on the machine. And sometimes I like to just put my hands on my glutes and just feel the muscles. Yeah, like I did right there. And just feel the muscles activating. Up to you. This works your glute max, your gluteus maximus. So that's good one. 170 pounds, blah, blah, blah. Lean forward, squeeze the glute. Yeah, if you have sciatica, maybe don't do this. It could probably upset it. And I think I did 1 set of 25 reps, and I kept dropping the weight. So I dropped the weight 20 pounds each time that I give up. I'll start at 170 pounds or 160 pounds, and then I'll eventually hit 12 reps, and then I can't do anymore. So then I drop it 20 pounds, and then I do 5 more reps, and then I drop it 20 more pounds, and I do 3 more reps, and then I drop it 20 more pounds, and then I do 2 more reps, and then I drop it 20 more pounds, and then eventually I just can't lift anymore. So even though it's all the way down to 20 pounds or 30, 40, and I just can't lift anymore because my glutes are worked to the core. That's the goal. Work them, squeeze all the juices out. Okay, next exercise. I did the same thing as my warm-up, but I added a lot of weight. So I think this is 80 pounds. Yeah, so kind of a fun little thing. The weight that I finish the first set at, when I'm leaning forward, my burnout set, I just leave it at that weight, and whatever that weight is, I wait 2 minutes, and then I start this set, which is the leaning back. Shoulder blades are on the top of the seat. Legs are pretty straight. Squeezing the top of my glutes. I like to keep my hands on my upper glutes here so I can feel them activating, and really tucking my pelvis under instead of letting my back arch. Really tucking and squeezing. I was going to say, I like to rest 2 minutes between every set that I do in this whole workout. This is a standing hip abduction, so keep the dumbbell on your leg and just move, rotate your hip outwards and squeeze. and it works the glute muscle on the standing leg. So right now it's working the right leg, right glute. You would think it would be working the glute muscle that's going up in the air, but it's actually the one that's staying on the ground. And I'm finishing off my glute day with some hamstring curls. I like to do these on Fridays because I feel like my hamstrings are lacking, so I just do a little extra volume on my hamstrings on Fridays. 3 sets, 12 reps, 2 minutes rest in between each. And yeah,